Welcome back. All right, 3 games are done in the books and all that, so we're going to review those. And then there's a game starting about 10 minutes time between Detroit and the Nashville Predators. But for Detroit, well, one of the teams chasing him made up some ground, so it's up to Detroit to get that ground back. So the Islanders were at home against the Jets. And the Islanders are going to need to play desperate hockey, which they did today if they're going to make up the deficit between themselves and a playoff spot. So it's Hellebuck versus Varlamov. The Jets are turning it over early, in part because the puck pressure by the Islanders was fantastic. Pionk fires one wide as the Jets press. Palmieri, that's a backhander that's kicked aside. At 5:22, the Jets win a faceoff, but Clutterbuck steals the puck and scores. And that was the 5th shot on net for the Islanders. The Jets didn't have one yet. Jets press. Again, they cannot get to the net. And then at 8 minutes and 50 seconds, Clutterbuck, on what was their 9th shot, scores for the Islanders. Martin and Romanov with the assists. The Jets still have one shot, and Clutterbuck buries that one on a rush. Cal Clutterbuck's never had a hat trick in the NHL, and he did not get the hat trick today either. The Islanders press for another, but 11:20 on a fast break, Nemesnikov gets his 10th of the year. Barron and DeMello with the assists, and that was only the 2nd shot. So it really felt like, if they could get some shots on Samsonov, maybe, but they really didn't. At 15:47, the Islanders answer is Palmieri from Nelson and Horvat with a wrister from the right circle. Palmieri stays red hot. It is 3-1 for the Islanders after 1. Second period, early jump for the Islanders, and then Fasching. He outweights Hellebuck, just waits till he's down and then puts it in. Fasching from Barzal and Pulock at 1:50 makes it 4-1 for the New York Islanders. The Islanders, 4 goals on net at this point. The Jets had 3 shots on net. So really showing just how dominant the Islanders have been to that point in the game. Lee's denied on a rush. The Islanders are forcing turnovers offensively, defensively, and in the neutral zone. Jets press at 5 minutes. The shots are 8-2 for the Islanders 8 minutes in. And at 9 minutes and 11 seconds, Barzal buries one in close. It was just a dog pile at the net. Fasching and Dobson with the assists. So Hudson Fasching with a goal and an assist. To that point in the game, he wasn't done. Things then get punchy on a Varlamov hold as the Jets put in Brossoit after that 5th goal. I don't know how many of those I would put on Hellebuck. I think it was just defense, and I think it was the Islanders wanted it more. And at 15:32, the Islanders score again. Lee just spins around and wires one from the slot. Barzal and Fasching with the assist. So Fasching with 3 points today. 3:44 left. The Islanders get a power play. That's killed off. It's 5-1, or 6-1, I should say, for the Islanders after 2. And I thought, am I going to need a no mercy magnet? The answer was no. Because in the third period, this is where I do think Patrick Roy is not going to be all that happy about the third period. Yes, you're up by 5, but, still, you want to have that full 60 minutes, right? Scheifele has a chance kicked aside. Lowry misses one wide on a rush. The shots are 6-1 for the Jets at 7 minutes. At 7:37, on a rush, Appleton buries a rebound. Ehlers and Morrissey with the assists. Dillon has a shot that's held as the Jets press. We get a power play for Winnipeg. That's killed off. 4 shots during that power play. And then Perfetti passed a screen. Varlamov never saw it. He scores at 17:47. So the Jets get a couple in the third. They dominated the third period, but the Islanders get the win 6-3. They go to 30, 25, and 15 on the season. With the loss, the Jets 44, 21, and 5. Shots on net 15-3 Islanders in the first, 21-15 Islanders in the second, 18-3 Winnipeg in the third. The final shots are 39-36 for the Islanders. Both teams go 0-for-1 on the power play. The hits, both teams had 22. Hellebuck saved 21 out of 26. Brossoit saved 12 out of 13. Samsonov saved 33 out of 36 at the other end. All right, moving along. Boston and Philly. We're in Philly because, the Flyers, they need some wins going here. It was Olmark versus Ersson. Couturier was back in the lineup today for the Flyers. Early press by Boston. They had the only shot on net 3.5 minutes in. Both of these teams playing back. Both of them playing very defensively sound hockey early on. We get a power play for Boston. McAvoy has a shot that's blocked. That's killed off. Bruins press after it ends. There's a near miss for Pasternak. That's cleared out. Shots are 3 apiece at 8 minutes. So again, not a lot of chances. Frost has a tip shot that's held. Marchand wanted a kneeing call on a tip-it play. And I'm not going to say whether or not it should have been a penalty. I think borderline. But he complained so much and he was so vocal and so flailing his arms around about it. They threw him in the box. He got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. And honestly, for a captain, you can't be doing that. But at any rate, Shorthanded rush by DeBrusk against that power play. There were no shots for Philly during that power play either. Things get pushy on a hold by Ersson with 2:47 left. The Bruins get a power play. It doesn't last the full 2 minutes. With 33 seconds left, and it becomes a 4-on-4. So Flyers have a power play to start the second. The Bruins finish the kill there. Flyers press after it's done. The shots are one apiece at 5 minutes. Looks like this might just stay scoreless for the whole day. Pushy on an Ullmark hold as the Flyers are looking to get that lead. The Flyers press at 7.5 minutes. The Bruins block. 30 minutes into this game, there were 18 total shots. So good defense by both teams in this one through the first half. Boston presses with 8 minutes left. Zacha has a one-timer, that's held. Tippett with an end-to-end rush, that's saved. With 3:17 left, the Flyers get a power play. You'll notice I wasn't writing whether or not it sucks on here because I was like, they're against Boston. I'm not going to do it. Power play goal for Philly. Sure, why not? Konechny scores from Forster and Lawton. That's at 18:15. That's the 30th goal of the season for Konechny. I believe that's the 30th. I think he had his 31st in the third period. Lawton's then robbed on a break. So after Konechny buries one from the side of the net, the Flyers are looking for more. They're up 1-0 after 2. Third period. Hathaway has a 3-on-2 chance, that saved. The Flyers press at 2.5 minutes. Shots are 3-2 for Philly at 4 minutes. I think they're fine with that. Keep Boston to the outside. Things get pushy on a hold by Ullmark, and he's the only reason this game's close in the third, really. He had a good game. Shots are 7-6 Philly, 8.5 minutes in. Lexell's denied from the slot, and then on a net drive, Brazeau, who's suddenly scoring goals. I'm fine with that. Coyle and Lowry with the assists at 15-19. It's tied at 1. Does not stay that way. Konechny answers with his second goal of the game from Frost and Tippett at 15-16. He goes 5-hole there. And then at 16-12, so less than a minute later, on a great pass by Morgan Geekie, Danton Heinen buries one to tie the game again. Jake DeBrusk with the assist, so we have a 2-2 tie. Konechny then looking for the hat trick. He's denied on a rush, but at 18:31, another rush chance. Forrester scores from Paling. He wires it far corner there. Philadelphia with a 3-2 lead. Boston calls a timeout. They pull the goalie, but in the end, the Flyers hold on. They win 3-2, and there's some desperate hockey from them as well. They go to 36, 26, and 9. They keep pace with the Islanders, of course, because they have to worry about the teams that are below the playoff line, too. For Boston, 41, 16, and 15, the rare regulation loss after a regulation loss. That's 2 in a row in regulation against Boston. Shots on net, 6-5 Boston in the first, 8-7 Philly in the second, 16-7 Philly in the third. Final shots, 29-20 for Philadelphia. Boston 0-2 on the power play. Philadelphia 1-3. The hits, 40-39 for Boston. Ullmark saves 26 out of 29. Ersson saved 18 out of 20. Entertaining game? Sure. Was it the result I wanted as a Bruins fan? No, but still. I want to see Philly make the playoffs. All right, and St. Louis and Minnesota. This was a fun one. Got to be honest. Binnington versus Fleury, early press by the Blues. The shots are one apiece 3 minutes in. The Wild press, but they're kept to the outside. Neither team was getting shots through the first half of that first period. A lot of one and done. Not much in the way of, pressures and all of that fun stuff. But then Neighbors buries a rebound on a rush. Most of Jake Neighbors' goals are about this far from the goal line. Like this far. But who cares? They're goals. Shen with the assist at 10:07. I've never understood people looking at those, which are often called garbage goals, and say, oh, all his goals are garbage goals. Who cares? It's not like they count for less. So it's 1-0 St. Louis. Blues then look for another. The Wild press with 9 minutes left. Middleton has a shot. That's caught and held. Power play for the Blues. That's killed off. Things get pushed in a hold by Fleury. The Blues press in the final minute. And yeah, they were controlling this game once they got that lead. They're up 1-0 after 1. Second period. Faber to Boldy gets picked off. No shots on net 4 minutes in. So again, the defense running things early on. But at 4:45 on his own entry, they go tic-tac-toe and Johansson buries it. Faber and Boldy with the assists. The Blues press at 6 minutes. There was more Blues pressure at 8.5 minutes. At 11:44, Minnesota gets their first lead. It's Marco Rossi from Kaprizov. He goes 5-hole on a breakaway after a huge, huge save by Marc-Andre Fleury. The Wild nearly add another, but at 12:47, as St. Louis is pressuring, Kyrou scores from Buchnevich, so that ties the game up at 2. That's where we get the answer from Minnesota, though. At 15:11, Rossi, he gets the second goal of the period. Zuccarello and Kaprizov with the assists. The Blues press with 2 minutes left. With 58.5 seconds left, a Wild power play begins. So that rolls over into the third period where Rossi with a near miss as he's going for the hat trick. The Blues finish the kill. Falk has a rush chance. That's held. Zuccarello fires one high on a fast break. And then Kyrou. Roos one from the slot. It's the second goal of the game. Buchnevich and Leddy with the assists at 3:50. Minnesota has the lead back. That ties it at 1, 2, 3, 1. It ties it at 3. I'll figure it out. It's fine. It's not like there's a whole bunch more games or anything today. You try being old. Anyways, Rossi nearly answers. The shots are 5-2 Minnesota at 7.5 minutes. Neighbors has a rush chance that's held. And then at 10:01, on a rush, Kyrou gets the hat-trick goal from the slot. Shannon Buchnevich with the assist. So Buchnevich busy in terms of assists today for the Blues. Gives them the lead. Zuccarello then has a chance that's held as the Wild press. I honestly thought St. Louis was going to win this in regulation, but at 14:49, Faber buries a rebound to tie the game from Middleton and Hartman. So Faber with a goal to go with the assist he had in the second period. Hartman's then denied on a rush. Krug prevented a goal by Boldy. We're getting lots of late rushes in this back and forth plays. Things get pushy-punchy at the horn, so Neighbors and Faber go to the box. I assume because their names rhyme, kind of, sort of. So we go to overtime. St. Louis 9-3 in overtime's coming into today. The Wild 7-8. Blues controlled early. Rossi steals. He's denied in close. And then at 2:03, Saad goes 5-hole on the rush. Kapanen and Falk with the assist. St. Louis steals 2 points. They get within 3 of the... they're within 2. For Minnesota, they're within 4 of Vegas for a playoff spot. So St. Louis 38-30-3 with the win. With the overtime loss, 34-28-9 is the record for the Minnesota Wild. Shots on net, 11-5 St. Louis in the first, 12-8 Minnesota in the second, 16-8 Minnesota in the third. Both teams had one shot in the overtime. St. Louis the one that matters. Final shots, 34-28 for the Wild. Power plays, both teams go 0 for 1. Not a lot of power plays. Hits, 16-14 St. Louis. Binnington, 30 saves on 34 shots. Fleury, 23 saves on 28 shots before he smashed his stick against the net, which the interesting thing I've always found with Fleury is that he's a nice guy and he's down to earth, but he does not like to lose. I learned that when we were in Vegas and watched a couple of games, and when he lost in overtime, he was not a happy camper. So at any rate, Minnesota, they do get a point, but St. Louis gets 2, and they're both fighting for the same playoff spot. Let me know your thoughts regarding these games in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.